aggressive. That's what I tell myself. But I thought they played really good defense to start on us, and then when we kind of got into a flow and played a little bit more in transition, we were a lot more successful. And obviously Lex was amazing. I don't know.
Mitchell with 9 leads all scorers. Here's Boston. Off to Hull. Her 3 is good.
Find one you can't live without. Hit the ground. Do what you love with all the world.
Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hull are rewriting the WNBA rookie playbook. One setting triple-double records, the others joining Tamika Catchings in the history books. But it's what they're doing off the court that's really turning heads. Want to know more? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. In her mission to change the Fever, Clark isn't the only one. Here we have Lexie Hull, whose career best performance has left everyone in awe. Have you ever wanted to know what happens when two budding stars combine forces? Clark had a record-breaking night, and you might be surprised by Hull's reaction. Discussing Lexie Hull's explosive game versus the Seattle Storm is a must. She had a game that would define her career, not only a nice game. Although Hull's 22 points were great, they were far from the most remarkable aspect. She had incredible shooting efficiency.
I mean, they're really talented. They have weapons at every position, so just locking in, we knew we couldn't guard a single person individually. We'd have to play team defense, and I thought we did a really good job getting it done.
The spot when you're playing with Caitlin Clark and how much Lexie Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue!
Picture this. With 8 out of 10 shots on goal, Hull was nearly unstoppable. Impressive precision, isn't it? However, that's not all. She was almost flawless from beyond the arc, making 6 of 7 3-pointers. Shooting from beyond the arc like that is quite unusual in the WNBA. The type of performance that gets the attention of both coaches and fans is what we're referring about here. On the other hand, Hull's influence extends beyond defense. She contributes greatly both offensively and defensively, making her a true two-way player. With Hull in the lineup, the Fever are able to restrict opponents to just 3.5 fewer points per 100 possessions. If you play in the WNBA, where games may come down to the wire, that might not seem like much, but it's a significant deal. It's as if you had a defensive anchor with 3-point shooting skills. Can you tell me how many players can make that claim? What could be more thrilling though? Hull's success isn't coming from nowhere. Inspiring the whole Fever squad, she forms a formidable partnership with Caitlin Clark. Hull couldn't contain her admiration for Clark's record-breaking achievement following her own outstanding effort. According to her, it's not just about individual success. We're reshaping the entire Fever team.
Confidence in every single person on this team, and I think everybody feels that. We have, people so supportive on the bench that when your number is called, when your name is called, and you have an opportunity to take advantage of that, that you have your entire team behind you.
Speeds into the paint, curls around, Hull connects. Lexie Hull have a day.
That's the type of camaraderie that produces winners. And we must not forget Hull's recent winning run. Her 3-point shooting has been off the charts since the Olympic break. She has made 17 out of 24 3-point shots as of late. That is not merely good shooting, it is shooting at an elite level. Somehow, it seems like she's tinkering with cheat codes. The intriguing element, though, is that Hull's achievement isn't occurring alone. Playing with Clark has obviously boosted her confidence a lot. Their mutual enthusiasm is propelling them to greater heights, as if seeing the birth of a basketball supernova as two stars synchronize. You would think it would take some time for two rookies to gel, but Hull and Clark are changing that rule. In record time, how did these two complete strangers form the most intriguing new relationship in WNBA history? Karaoke, golf, and a little healthy rivalry make up the unusual combination that is the answer. We should go back to the first meeting between Hull and Clark. On the Indiana Fever, they were simply two rookies attempting to establish themselves in the major leagues. However, as they began to socialize outside of the court, something extraordinary began to happen. They appeared to have cracked the code to their on-court synergy. Think about this. While attending an Indianapolis concert by Jordan Davis, Hull and Clark belted out country songs. Not only are they singing along, but they are truly living it up on stage. The type of enjoyment that fosters genuine camaraderie is that you won't believe what happened next. The impact of that camaraderie on the court is significant. However, music is just one aspect. They are great at motivating one another.
Here's Geeter. Brings her team within 10. If you're just tuning in, folks, the top-seeded Cardinal have been pushed all game long.
Lexie Hall has come in and made a huge difference in this game. 6 for 7 from 3.
To do better, do you recall the charity golf tournament they played in? They, however, transformed it into a mini competition between themselves. Motives like those are what elevate already excellent athletes to the next level. Additionally, we can discuss their journey to Mexico. Try to picture Hull and Clark negotiating whitewater rapids in equal measure. What a fantastic team building exercise. It's more than simply a holiday. They're getting better at relying on one another and cooperating when things become rough. Furthermore, all of that is directly related to their game. The thing that's truly amazing is, having fun isn't the only thing that matters here. Their camaraderie is impacting every member of the squad. After starting off as complete strangers, they have become an inspiring duo for the whole Indiana Fever team. They seem to exude an infectious enthusiasm. Put it in your mind, everything shifts when you have two players who are this coordinated. Not only are they exchanging passes, but they are also predicting one another's next moves. By working together, they are opening doors that otherwise wouldn't have been possible. Plus, major events aren't the only important ones. Even the smallest details matter. They are so supportive of each other's achievements. The way they console one another following a challenging game. When players work together like Way, average players can become exceptional. Not only are Hull and Clark riding this wave, but so are others. As a result, the whole Indiana Fever are going through a metamorphosis.
On runs within the game, like that's confidence too. So I think you're just seeing our confidence grow at a different level than it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's what's been motivating us the most, honestly.
Slings it over to Hull, wide open 3. She got it.
To what extent are two inexperienced players impacting the game for those around them? The solution can be found in the remarkable harmony that exists between Hull and Clark, which serves a greater purpose than merely improving their individual statistics. The whole squad is being propelled to greater heights by it. Everything changes on the court when you have two players that are this in tune. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell are worth discussing. Because of the dynamic play of Hull and Clark, these two are benefiting. Mitchell and Boston are getting more opportunities because defenses are trying to restrict Hull and Clark. It seems like Hull and Clark are luring the defense in, which opens up plenty of space for their teammates to score. Envision this. Hull kills it from deep, and Clark is handing out assists like candy. With the other team frantically trying to cover them, Mitchell has an open shot at the hoop. A decent player can be elevated to greatness when presented with such a chance. The issue goes beyond mere offense though. Also, the Fever's defense is much better now. Hull and Clark have been instrumental in the team's comeback since the Olympic break. Not only are they gaining points, but they are also altering the game's dynamics. The most thrilling thing, you know, this comeback is much more than simply a few exceptional performers. Cohesion within the team is crucial. Coach Christy Sides was effusive in his praise of Hull's upbeat demeanor and eagerness to pitch in. According to her, that's the kind of all-around contribution that doesn't always show up in the box score, but is essential for winning basketball. When a team has that mentality, it catches on quickly.
It's your night, and it's been all Lexie Hall.
Two of you have something special brewing. How did you get that three-point groove going, Lexie?
I got to my spot, so she can find anyone pretty much anywhere. So
Put it in your mind, having leaders on the team like Hull and Clark encourages the rest of the team to stand up when called upon. Suddenly, there is a noticeable uptick in the team's confidence and energy level. The whole Fever group seems to have gotten access to a new level thanks to Hull and Clark. Lastly, we must not overlook the admirers. Hull and Clark's matches always seem to get the crowd going. The team's performance benefits from that level of enthusiasm, not only because it stays on the field. As a result of this positive feedback cycle, the Fever is reaching unprecedented levels of success. Do you recall when the Fever were having trouble looking back? Those days seem so far away. They weren't playoff contenders before Hull and Clark came on. They're influencing the team's culture in a profound way, not merely producing outstanding statistics. The intriguing element, though, is that Hull and Clark aren't the only ones involved anymore. The squad as a whole is benefiting from their achievement. They seem to have set off a domino effect of progress. As a result of the rookies' unrelenting determination and collaboration, every player on the Fever is increasing their level of play. Does this mark the beginning of the Indiana Fever's meteoric rise to fame? Could a new period of prosperity begin with Hull and Clark's partnership? The WNBA is clearly paying attention, but the outcome is still up in the air.